Hello UCLA Taekwondo. Today's going to be another video and I'm going to be showing you back stance, outside block, and back kick. And at the end of this video I'm going to be providing some exercises that you can do over the weekend or on your own time to practice these techniques. Okay, let's start with back stance. So for back stance, I'm going to do a back stance facing that way. So I'm going to start by placing my feet in an L shape, one foot pointing towards the camera, the other pointing towards where I'm going to be doing my stance. Then I'm going to walk my front foot forward by 2 foot lengths. 1, 2. And then I'm going to bend both knees, putting slightly more weight on the back leg since this is back stance. And that is how you get your back stance. Okay, I'm going to show it one more time with a close-up of what my feet are doing. So my back foot is going to point towards the camera. And my front foot is going to point 90 degrees there with my heels touching and forming this kind of L shape. Then my front foot is going to walk forward by 2 foot lengths. So 1, 2. And then I'm going to just bend both my knees, putting slightly more weight on my back foot. And notice my heels are in line with each other. Alright, don't forget that stance because we're going to be using it right now when we do our outside block. Alright, so first get into your back stance. 1 foot, 2 foot, and then bend your knees. Okay, we're going to do outside block with our left hand facing that way. So you're going to start by taking your blocking hand and put it on your opposite hip bone, and then your other hand to your opposite shoulder. Now this block kind of happens in 2 steps. So step 1, your blocking hand comes to your other shoulder. So you're kind of making like an X now. And then step 2, your blocking hand blocks out in front and your other hand comes back to your hip bone. This is the final position. So again, blocking hand to the hip, other hand to the shoulder. 1, 2. So from the front view, blocking hand to the hip, other hand to the shoulder. 1, 2. So my hand here is at sort of a 45-degree rotation. So it's not like this, and it's not like this. It's kind of like 45 degrees. Alright, so when you go a little faster, the 1 and the 2 kind of blend together, and it just looks like this. Awesome. So next we have back kick, which is a very strong kick. It's a little bit similar to side kick, which we did earlier. But you're kicking directly behind you and looking over your shoulder. Let me show you. Alright, we're going to start learning back kick by doing the motion while we're on the floor, and then later we'll bring it up to standing up. So get on your hands and knees. And I'm going to start kicking with my left leg. So the first step is to get the leg chambered and ready to kick. So bring it up towards your chest, tighten your stomach, and point your toes up. And then after that, extend your leg directly back with your toes pointing down towards the ground. Straighten out your leg and look over your shoulder at your kick. And then when you're done kicking, you bring your leg back in towards your stomach, and then you can set it down. So same thing on the other side. You bring your leg up towards your chest, extend out and look at your kick over your shoulder, and then bring it back in and set it down. Once you're ready to practice the kick standing up, get some kind of wall or surface that you can put your hands on. So face towards that surface, and then we're just going to do the same steps. So 1, bring your leg up. 2, extend it directly back and look at it with your toes pointing down. 3, bring it back in. And 4, just set it down. Alright, now we're going to do the full back kick with no support. So you're going to put your kicking leg behind you in your kicking stance. And then step 1, you're going to turn and look over your shoulder. Don't open out your chest. Just keep your back towards your target, but look over your shoulder. From here we're going to do everything that we have been doing already. So lift your leg up to your chest, extend it straight out behind you, and then set it down in front of you. Okay, we're all done with the teaching part of the video. Now we're going to get into the exercises that you can do to practice these techniques. Exercise number 1. So you're going to get into your back stance. Make sure that your feet are positioned correctly. And we're just going to do 25 outer blocks on each side. So looking this way and doing the blocks this way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, all the way to 25, and then switch sides and do it on the other side. And when you're doing it, make sure that your technique is correct for each block. The whole point of this is to try and get the muscle memory of doing the block correctly. So make sure that you're checking your technique and your hands are positioned correctly, your back stance is correct. So that's exercise number 1. Exercise number 2. So there are multiple different variations of this one depending on the level of difficulty you want. And it's just going to be practicing back kick. So you can do either the hands and knees ones, the holding on to something ones, or you can do the full turning and kicking ones. Those are the 3 kind of levels of difficulty. Choose whatever you feel is right. And you're doing 25 on each side. So for example, if you're doing the ones where you're holding on to something, it's 1, 2, all the way out to 25 on the left, 25 on the right. That's it for the exercises. If you have enough time, cycle through that circuit 2 or 3 times. If not, you can do it whenever you want. And if you need any extra practice, you can look at the other videos and practice the fundamental techniques from those as well. Okay everyone, that's it for this video. If you have any questions, please reach out to me, any of the other officers, or Coach O. And along with this video, I'm also releasing a video on the second part of the form that you might need to know for belt testing. So be sure to watch that as well if you want any practice with that form. Other than that, I think there's nothing else, so I'll see you guys soon. Thanks.